Many of you are going through a transitional period or phase right now. And what word kept coming through from spirit was the word graduation. Graduation. So it doesn't have to be literal. It doesn't feel literal. For some of you, it could be. And if that's the case, of course, congratulations. But it feels spiritual, it feels symbolic. It feels like it's a metaphor for some of you. And I'm being shown a cap and a gown right now. And it's like you're graduating to the next level in your soul's journey, in your soul's mission, and what you've been sent here to do, this journey that you are on. And you're being asked to say a goodbye of some type. Now this could be goodbye to a person or a relationship, but it feels a little bit more bigger or a little more nuanced, a little more not complicated. What's a good word? It feels bigger than just one singular thing. It almost feels like you're being asked to say goodbye to a chapter or a version of yourself that has gotten you to this point. And there's some hesitation. This is what I'm sensing, is that there's definitely some hesitation, which is to be expected, right? That is normal. But there is this hesitation to saying goodbye of this version of yourself, or this place, this season that maybe you've been in. And even though there may be some hesitation, some nervousness, some anxiety, even some sadness, it's almost like the version of yourself that you're being asked to say goodbye to, or that you're graduating from, can no longer do the job for the next chapter that you're entering into. So it's almost like it's gotten you to this point, right? And it is okay to have gratitude for that version of yourself, for that part of your journey, of that chapter in your life, to have gratitude and appreciation for that, but also to say, thank you for how far you've taken me. Now it is time for the next chapter. It is time to graduate. It is time to move on to this new phase. There's something around a connection that maybe you've had with this previous version of yourself, or this situation that you've been in. So for some of you all, if you want to get specific, it could be work, it could be a job, a type of work or career. For some of you, it could be a location as well. Like I'm seeing moving boxes, saying goodbye to like roommates, or like saying goodbye to maybe the people you live with, and kind of moving on to the next chapter. But so if you want to get specific, that definitely resonates. Or I'm seeing that for some of you that are listening. But what I'm really seeing is that the foundation, or whatever this thing was built on, it feels like it was a little shaky, like a little false, a little shoddy. Like it was never meant to be permanent, and it wasn't built in a way that was sustainable and that was going to sustain you. Sustain you spiritually is also what I'm picking up on. It's like a soul, like a sustaining the soul. It feels very abstract. Like it feels like it was a deep tiredness that maybe you either were starting to feel, or you would have started soon to feel. It's something that you couldn't figure out where it was coming from, and it would have seeped into the physical, if it hasn't already, the spirit, the physical, the mental, the emotional, and it just would not be sustainable, is what spirit is showing me. There is some type of fear around this next chapter and how it may look, and there's this reassurance that the work you've been doing is has prepared you for what comes next. Okay. It's all by design is what I'm seeing. Every piece was strategically placed. I'm seeing like Tetris, like everything was strategically placed in a certain way, and you were put in certain places and positions so that you could learn certain skills, or you could create certain connections or meet certain people, or it's just like things have all been by design in preparation for this next level. Congratulations. It was not always easy. And there were times where you were very close to giving up, where you felt like maybe you had given up, but it's like you always chose to come home in whatever way that may have looked like for you. I'm seeing like small acts of rebellion by some of you. So, like, for example, maybe some of you worked in a job where you were like overworked, you were burnt out, and it wasn't aligned with you or with who you were. And instead of kind of giving in to that burnout, you found small moments of joy. So maybe it was like finding, a cute farmer's market to help you, kind of take your mind off of stuff. Maybe it was, coming home and instead of doom scrolling, you meditated, or, you did some type of ritual to come back to yourself. It's just like there were things that you would do to keep you from getting completely lost and kind of like sucked into the matrix, so to speak. But this is definitely an advancement, an improvement of some sort that you're getting ready to walk into. So, Spirit, what is the ultimate message for this listener, for the collective, for whoever's listening who needs the ultimate? Don't be afraid of what comes next. Again, there is sadness with what you feel as if you are saying goodbye to or walking away from. And that is okay to feel the full spectrum of emotions. But you are taking the things that you are needing to move forward with. And you are being promoted. You are being promoted. You're now an elite employee. No, but you are being promoted in some way right now. And I'm not seeing literal. For some of you, it could be literal, a promotion at a job, which would be great. But, it feels like you're going to your next level. So as I'm getting ready to wrap this message up from Spirit, I'm getting a clear message about it being okay to have dueling emotions, to have emotions that to the human mind may feel like they are conflicting each other, but it is okay for these emotions to exist at the same time. So what I mean is that some of you, as you are saying goodbye, there is this excitement, right, for the next chapter. There is this like readiness. There's this sense of, I'm ready to receive, the what comes next. I'm ready for the abundance and the opportunities and the growth and, all the things. But at the same time, there can also be a sense of grief at what you may feel is over, or, of how things used to be, what you may be letting go. And it is okay for those things to both exist at the same time. It does not make you any less grateful. It does not block anything. So if that's like, manifestations or something like that, and you're struggling with like grieving as you receive these manifestations, like, that is okay. That is part of the human experience. That is a part of your soul's experience. So I'm just going to wrap this message up and just say, you have earned this. You've worked hard, right? Like if this was, college or, 4-year university or, high school, whatever it may be, this is your graduation. This is the ending of a chapter. And, there's a lot getting ready to come in for you. You've earned this. You've done the work. You've done what you've needed to do. And now you're being asked to clear something away. And it is okay to deal with the emotions that are coming along with it. But just remember that what you are saying goodbye to was not sustainable. It was not built to last. And you are stepping into a more aligned path, and you're stepping onto new ground with a new, stronger foundation that is built to last. So I'm going to wrap this message up right here. Thank you so much for listening. If you've made it through the end, I would love for you to share a comment or leave, a message about if this resonates. And if so, share what you were graduating from, what you were moving towards. Thank you. I'm sending you so much love and good vibrations, and I'll be talking to you next time.